Hello, my name is Nilab, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create loading bar animations in After Effects with dynamic animated emojis. This video was requested by MTGamerX5493 in the comment section of my previous video where I covered how to create simple loading bar animations. This is a step further than that and adding more life to the loading bar animations. The tutorial is for absolute beginners, so if you have never used After Effects before, don't worry, just follow along step by step and you'll be able to create the same result. Let's get started. So let's start with creating our emoji first. You can see I have the ready-made vector open in Adobe Illustrator. So this is my emoji design. You can see that I have separated the layers, the smile layer, the eyes, the red cheeks, and the main face circle. Okay, I also have some additional heart eyes if we want to go ahead and animate that, add that in the animation, and the tongue and the open mouth as well, so we can just push it more later on if we want to. Let's save this file and import the same in After Effects to start the animation. Now inside After Effects we can directly import that AI file, so you can go to project and double click on the project window, or you can go to file, import, and import file. You can see I have the emoji.ai here. I'll select this and let's make sure we import this as composition retain layer sizes and click open. Now it will automatically create a composition in After Effects with the dimensions of the Illustrator file. So if we can just double click on this, our composition opens up and this is our smiley face. Let's unhide all the layers if we will ever need them. Select everything, right click and go to create and create shapes from vector layers. Okay, what this will do is take all the shapes from Illustrator and recreate the same in After Effects so that they are vector shapes created inside After Effects. This is especially helpful if we want to export our animation as Lottie files, because AI files in After Effects does not export as Lottie files. The animations does not really work. So it is good for UI UX designers to go through this process and recreate the same shapes in After Effects. This might change some colors and might add some more unnecessary layers, but we can clean that up. The original layers are automatically hidden, so you can see they are hidden by After Effects. Now we have the smile outline, the hard eyes outline, which are again the same color. The colors have changed, but we can change them here again. We have the eyes outline, which have the fill, and if I'll just bring them up, I'll hide the heart one. Let's hide these two layers as well. And now we have the face outline, so let's give it the color that we want. Now we have the very simple three layers: the face layer, the smile, and the eyes. Let's ignore everything for now and we'll just animate this smiley face going from sad to happy. We do have lots of layers we don't need in the timeline, so to just hide them from side, select all of them including the new shapes and click on this little alien type of icon so that they are hidden from the view. And when you toggle this shy switch, all of those which have the shy switch on will hide away from the timeline. They are still there if you ever need them, but it is just a cleaner workspace this way. In this timeline, if you press plus or minus in the keyboard, you can zoom in and out, and you can now see the seconds or the frames if you zoom a lot in. So you can also do this with this slider above the layer stack. Now we want to animate this smiley from sad to happy. It's very simple, but before we do that, let's just right click on the timeline and create a new null object. A null object is nothing but a controller which will not render in the final output, but we can control multiple layers with this one controller. So you can select the eye outlines and the smile outlines, click on this parent pick whip tool and click and drag on the null. Okay, so both of these layers are now connected to the null, and if I move this null object, the other two layers move with it. So I don't have to put keyframes on both of these layers separately and animate them separately. I can just animate this null. Let's rename this null as face controller. Now let's set a key on the position value of this. So if this is the happy pose, let's go to second 3. So maybe in 3 seconds this pose will come up. So press P on the keyboard to bring up the position values, and set a key by clicking on this clock icon so that this position in this time frame is recorded. Now let's go back to the first frame and bring this down, and that will set a key automatically. So we are going from down to up, okay, and this will be our basic animation. We just need the smile to be sad at this point in time, so for that we'll need to animate the path. Let's click on the smile outline, drop this down and go to path, and again key the path of that smile, okay. Maybe we'll bring this key here, so when the face is up it's smiling, and when it's down we need to invert this. So click on these anchor points here and let's just flip it. And when you change this path, the key will automatically register the changes in the path. So we have these 2 keys again, it's from sad to happy, okay, and that's all the animation that we need for now. We can as I said, we can enhance this by adding the cheeks and adding the heart eyes. Let's go ahead and just do that. So when it's going up, when the face starts smiling, let's bring the heart eyes here, okay. So I'll again turn off the shy guy switch and bring in the heart eyes. Let's put this above the eye outlines. Let's go to the last frame, and notice that these are not parented to the null, so they are not moving with the face. Let's go to the final frame and parent this to the face controller again, so when you go back they move with it, okay. We just need them to start showing from this point onwards. You just move the layer back here, or you can press left square bracket to start the layer from that point onwards, okay. So we have this animation now where the eyes convert to heart eyes when they go up, okay. We can animate both of the shapes as well popping up, but all these details we can add on later. And that's all we need for the transformation of the smiley face. So we'll connect this with our loader animation. So when the loader is at 0%, it will be a sad face, and when the loader will go to 100%, it will slowly transform with the loader to a smiley face. Let's go ahead and do that. Now we will create a new composition. So just right click in the project window, click on new composition. We can have a width and height of 1000 to 800. Let's rename our composition as loader. Keep the frame rate at 24 and just click OK. Now we have already covered this topic in a previous tutorial of loader animation, so you can go ahead and check this out. I'll link that in description. But even so, let's just quickly create a loader, so for all the newcomers you'll understand how to do that. It's pretty simple. We're using the pen tool on the top toolbar. Select that and turn off the fill by clicking on this fill text, turn it off, and click on the stroke text, turn it on, and we'll have a stroke in black color. So you can change the color here. Let's keep it something similar to our emoji, or let's just make it blue for now, and just click on one point and press shift and click on the other point to get it perfectly horizontal. So you can see we have this line which will be our loading line. It's pretty simple. You can adjust the stroke width here, and you'll notice that we have the square caps. The end caps are square, and we will just change that in a minute. Let's rename this layer by pressing enter and type loader. We'll drop this down, go to contents, shape and stroke. Now we have this line cap as selected here, so let's just change that to round cap, and you'll see that it is now perfectly round. Let's bring in the anchor point at the very start just to organize this better. Click on this pan behind tool and click on the anchor point here and just bring it at the start. You can turn on snapping to snap it to the exact precise points. Now all we need to do is animate it from going 0 to 100. Okay, so select the layer, go to contents, and you can see an add button here. These will add some modifiers to it. Click on it and add trim paths. Drop down the trim paths modifier and you can see start and end here. The end is 100%, and if you reduce that it will go to 0%, and that's all the loading animation needs. Okay, so at the very start in the timeline we will just key the end at 0, or perhaps we want it to be at 10, or maybe something which will just create a very first frame, something circular. Okay, so maybe 1, and then it will start filling in. You can press space on the keyboard, space bar on the keyboard, to see your animations. Okay, so let's just fill it up in 3 seconds perhaps, because we already have the smiley animation at 3. Let's make it 100. Okay, so we have the animation from it going from 0 to 100. Now you can press N on the keyboard to limit the time slider here. The keys are B and N. So if you want to start the animation at a certain point and end it at a certain point, you can select that with B and N, and only that much area of the timeline will play. So let's go back, press B here and N here. So only this much of animation will play, and it will loop back around when you are previewing the animation in After Effects. Now we need to create an outline for this loader to make it look more professional. So let's just duplicate this shape by pressing Command or Control D on the keyboard to duplicate this layer. Go ahead and remove the trim path because we don't need it on this one. I'll just hide the previous loader so we know what we're working with. Go to Contents, Shape, and just add another modifier named Offset Paths. Okay, and once you do that, if you go inside the offset path and you'll increase the amount, you'll see that the path is split in 2. We need to change the parameter of line join. Let's just select it as round join, so it has perfect rounded corners. And if I now turn on the visibility of the loader, you can see that this is exactly inside that stroke, because it is essentially the same stroke which is just offset the path, so it will always be proportional all the way around. Now we don't need this to be this thick, so we can reduce the stroke width. Maybe let's keep it at 26, which looks okay, and reduce the offset as well. So I'll reduce the amount just a little bit. Alright, we have our loader animation, very quick animation, and now all we need to do is connect the emoji with the start point of the loader. To do that, let's bring in that emoji composition inside the loader comp. Just click and drag this and put it on top of this. Now it's too big. Press S on the keyboard to reduce the scale. And let's reduce it and put it roughly on top of the stroke itself. And now you can see it's animating with the timeline, but it's not moving with the stroke. There are 2 ways you can do that. You can simply animate the position of this, key the position, go back here, and then move this around with the loader, so it will seem like it's moving, and maybe that's all you need for a quick animation. But if you change the timing of this loader, for example, you'll again have to go back and change the timing for this, which will not match up automatically, and that's why there's a better way to do this. I'll just delete the animation of the position, hide the emoji layer, and while this layer is selected, the loader layer is selected, go to Window and just scroll down, and you'll see an option called Create Nulls from Paths. Okay, just click on that and a window will appear for that option. You can just click on Trace Path. You might get this error, so this is basically you'll have to select the actual paths which we have animated. So let's go to Shape and the path, and now click Trace Path. This will automatically create a null again. Now if you press U on the keyboard, you will see the progress. The trace path has the progress animated automatically. Just match this keyframe with the actual loader animation and the null will move with it. Now we can turn on our emoji layer and parent this to the trace loader null. So whenever the null will move, the emoji will move with it, and there you have it. You have the emoji moving with the null shape, and if I just press spacebar, you'll see how the animation is working out. And there you go. This is a very simple emoji animations that is loading and changing its mood with the loader animation. And again, if you want ease in and ease out, just press these two layers, press U, select the keyframes, right click on it, go to keyframe assistant and easy ease. So it will ease in and out of the poses. So it's much smoother. The trace path is especially useful if your loader is not a straight line. Like I said, if it's a straight line, you can simply animate the emoji with it. But if it's not, then it makes sense to have a null, because that will trace the path automatically. Let me just quickly show you how that works. I'll hide the outline layer, and let's say if we add some points to our loader and make it a different shape. It can be zigzag, it can be anything. If I didn't have the null connected to the loader and the smiley connected to the null, it will not follow the path automatically, right? So now if I have this zigzag path, the loader is still following that path. If I only animate it from left to right, it will just stay there, and I'll have to add more keys and do a lot of animation for the loader to follow the path itself. So I can modify the path as and how I want. And do anything with this path, have it any shape, maybe a circle, a zigzag, or any shape that you want, and the emoji will still follow the path of the loader. You can also go ahead and put the emoji anywhere you want, and it will still follow the path because it is connected to the null. So if you want it on the top, on the loader itself, somewhere at the bottom, or offset that, so you can do that, and it will still animate with the null connected to it. And as always, just go crazy and explore more animations. You can do it with zigzag loaders, circle loaders, and any shape that you like. And I encourage you to explore more, create more animations, and add some details to the smiley itself. So you can add an open mouth or the cheeks or anything that you'd like. I hope you had fun watching this tutorial. If you did, give it a like and subscribe. Special thanks to MTGamerX for requesting this video. More such videos are coming soon, so stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.